Well, it seems that Boris Badanov's getaway scheme has backfired. For when he tried to drive a truck full of counterfeit box tops over the state line, he was halted by an open drawbridge.
Thanks a bushel, neighbor.
Natasha, is that miserable moose and squirrel?
Now, Boris, watch your language.
Oh, purity.
Boris, please.
Innocence, honor, virtue.
Boris, there is a lady present.
I can't help it, Natasha. When I get mad, I'm liable to say anything.
We better go, darling. Or would you rather stay here and entertain the guests?
But we can't leave truck here. What will Central Control say?
I don't know. But if we're arrested, I know what judge will say.
What's that?
20 years.
You forget I'm professional villain. You think I would run away, desert my post?
Yes.
You're right. Let's go.
And the two fugitives leaped over the side of the bridge just as the police arrived on the scene.
That's the truck, Captain.
Yeah, but those crooks got clean away.
No, not quite clean, for on a girder under the bridge, dirty and disheveled, huddled Boris and Natasha. Meanwhile, our heroes, still afloat in a runaway elevator car, were drifting nearer and nearer the open sea.
This looks like real trouble, Bullwinkle.
Good. I hate that make-believe kind.
Yeah, but we're drifting out to sea. Who knows where we'll wind up?
That is bad.
Sure.
'Cause we didn't send a change of address card to the post office.
But though our heroes didn't know it, they were under observation at that very moment from a Coast Guard station at the mouth of the river.
What do you make of it, Carruthers?
I don't know, Commodore. I've never seen a craft like that before.
Let me see. Uh-oh. Carruthers, you fool! That's a submarine.
Submarine?
Certainly. Look at that silhouette. It's just like this one, see? That's a conning tower.
But what's that on the top, sir? That thing that looks like antlers.
Antlers? Carruthers, you've been on the beach too long. That's their radar antenna.
But, sir...
Gunnery Division, target bearing 250. Prepare to fire.
Bearing 250.
250.
And the muzzles of an enormous shore battery swung ponderously toward our heroes and their makeshift vessel.
Bullwinkle, there on the shore. It's an American flag.
I'm already standing at attention, Rob.
No, that must be a Coast Guard station. Hey! Ahoy!
It is us, Rocky Squirrel and Bullwinkle Moose.
Fire!
Hey! It's us! Rocky and Bullwinkle! I wonder why they're shooting at us.
Must be from a rival network.
Well, they missed us twice.
Yeah, well, third time's the charm.
And Bullwinkle was all too right, for the next shell was right on target.
Bullwinkle, we're sinking.
You have certainly confirmed my suspicions, Rock.
Hey! Help!
Looks like he's sinking, Commodore.
Nonsense, Carruthers. He's merely submerging. Get a sub-chaser out there and depth bomb him right away.
And a moment later, a fast vessel shot through the water toward our heroes.
They must have seen us, Rock. They're sending out a boat to pick us up.
It's going awful fast for a pickup boat, Bullwinkle.
Yes, the sub-chaser rode right past our friends, and as it did, fired two huge depth charges from its stern.
I wonder what those cans are.
Well, this is a heck of a time to be putting out the garbage.
The two charges sank beneath the river, and then as our heroes floated over them, went off with a roar. Well, is this the soggy finish of the whole ugly mess? Be sure to be with us next time for Water on the Brain or The Deep 6 and 7/8.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
But that trick never worked.
This time for sure. Presto! Well, I'm getting close.
And now it's time for another special feature.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful but wicked queen. This queen would stand before her mirror for hours admiring herself. It was a very special kind of mirror.
Mirror, mirror, coin machine, am I still the cutest queen?
You're still the best, but wise up fast. Snow White will soon go whizzing past.
Snow White? Where can I find her?
With dwarfs she dwells, those sawed-off mugs. And by the way, stop using slugs.
And the queen got a poison apple to take to Snow White, an apple that would make her the victim of sleeping death. In a little while, the queen was approaching the quaint old house of the 7 dwarfs. It wasn't very difficult to find. Inside the house, a plan was taking shape.
Now that's it, boys. Look sharp. This could be a gold mine, a veritable... Well, welcome to the 7 Dwarfs Health Club. Looks like you got it just in time. Build it up, take it off, make it firm. That's what I always say. A sign here for the lifetime membership. Will you do that?
Wait a minute. Where's Snow White? I've got a little something for her. Soon as she eats it, I'll be the fairest in the land.
Dear lady, did you know that you could be the fairest in the land forever?
Forever? How?
The 7 Dwarfs Health Club, of course.
7 dwarfs? I see only 6. You sure I could stay the fairest?
Come on now. Would I kid a queen?
The vain queen was so desperate to stay the fairest that she signed the contract and gave her crown as payment. Then, one day, several weeks later...
Mirror, mirror, put me straight. Snow White or me? Now who's first rate?
Good kid you are and rather sweet. But Snow White's the one. She's got you beat. Oh!
So, once again, the queen got a poison apple and went to the 7 dwarfs' house to find Snow White. But this time, the dwarfs had a brand new enterprise.
Welcome to the 7 Dwarfs Dance Studio. Walk in, samba out.
Never mind that. Is Snow White here?
And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3.
Cut that out! Where's Snow White?
Never heard of her. Put a little fun in your life. Try dancing.
Who's this big guy? I thought you were all dwarfs.
Please, lady. Shh, quiet. He's got grand trouble. It's nothing to laugh at. Now, this is for a lifetime membership to the dance club.
Sure enough, this time the queen traded all her jewels to the dwarfs. And some weeks later...
Mirror, mirror, 1, 2, 3, is there one as fair as me?
Fair at what? Not dancing, pray. Snow White now leads in every way.
The queen was clearly slipping fast.
All right. Where's Snow White?
Will you look at that posture?
That hair. And my dear, those clothes.
No good.
If you want to be the fairest in the land, you'll need a lifetime membership. The 7 Dwarfs Charm School.
Fairest in the land, eh? How much?
At this time, the queen gave the deed to her castle to the dwarfs. So when she returned home, it was to an empty lot.
Mirror, mirror on...
I know. Snow White at the dwarf's place, in that order.
Listen, wiseacre. Snow White isn't at the dwarf's place where you keep sending me.
With dwarfs she dwells and...
All right, I'll show you. See, no Snow White here, just dwarfs.
Oh, will you look at that poor woman?
A B1 deficiency.
Now, how could you ever hope to be the fairest with improper diet?
Improper diet?
No, not meats.
No yogurt. No wheat germ.
But I have nothing left to pay for anything.
You need the 7 Dwarfs Health Food Plan. You what?
Just this mirror. That's all I have left.
That's all? Okay, we'll take it. Here. And your health food plan starts with eating these apples.
So the wicked queen wound up with nothing but her own poison apples. But suddenly...
Pardon me. Do you have a pay mirror I can use?
Right over there. Is it a local?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Snow White is the fairest one, but getting there is half the fun.
Oh, goody, goody, goody. That's me. I'm Snow White.
No. There really is a Snow White? Get ready, boys. Another pigeon. And if you want to stay the fairest, you'll need a lifetime membership in the 7 Dwarfs Health Club.
7 dwarfs? I see only 6. Isn't there a 7th one?
Well, certainly there is. Meet Max. He has the most important job in our whole operation.
Yeah. And boy, it's stuffy in there.
Well, our heroes have certainly had some terrible shocks in more ways than one. For just as they were about to be rescued by a Coast Guard ship, the vessel tossed a couple of depth charges at them. Rocky and Bullwinkle had disappeared. At the Coast Guard, jubilation reigned.
Good show, Carruthers. They're gone.
Thank you, sir.
Send this message to Washington. Sighted sub, sank same.
But, sir, somebody already said that.
Nonsense. If they liked it once, they'll love it twice.
Yes, sir.
But just then there was a splintering crash as something flew in through the window. Something with antlers.
On top of something with an aviator's helmet.
It's a moose and a squirrel, Admiral. They must have been blown here by the depth charge.
Then they're enemy agents. Seize them.
And our heroes were quickly subdued.
I was pretty subdued when we started.
All right, you. What was the name of your submarine?
Submarine? Hokey Smoke.
Got that, Carruthers? We sank the Hokey Smoke. What language is that?
It's American, Commodore, and we're not from any submarine.
No, we were blowed out of a 100% all-American elevator car.
An elevator car on the river?
It's a long story, Commodore.
And pretty involved, too.
But I saw your conning tower with a radar mast.
Commodore, look. The antlers. You sank a moose.
Oh, fudge. Pshaw, drat, and other salty expressions.
Pretty strong talk there, Commodore.
But I've already sent a telegram. Sighted sub sank same. What am I going to do?
About 10 years, I'd think, sir.
No, wait, I got an idea.
Oh. Fine, wonderful. Send a correction to Washington. Mistake in previous telegram. Should have read, sighted slob, sank same.
Well, that's more like it.
So can we go now?
Of course you can, little fellow.
And our heroes were free to leave, which they did post-haste. Meanwhile, Boris and Natasha were still huddled under a bridge, while above them the state police emptied their truck of counterfeit box tops.
This sort of just about bust a box top racket, eh, Chief?
Not so long as they still have their printing press, they can turn out another batch as big as this in no time. Natasha, you hear? We could run off another 4 million bogus box tops.
But they will be on the lookout for us, darling. We won't be able to use them.
Who wants to use them? If we still got box tops, we don't have to explain losing them
Don't say it, Boris.
I got to Central Control.
But if we try to print more, they will put us in jail.
Natasha, which you are more scared of, United States government or Central Control?
Let's go to press, darling.
And the two frightened villains made their way off the bridge and into the middle of town, where in the basement of a shabby brownstone house they set to work to turn out 4 million bogus box tops. But at that very moment, not too far away, Rocky and Bullwinkle were deep in thought.
Bullwinkle, how are you going to find those box top bandits in a big city like this?
Box tops. How about disguising ourselves as 2 boxes of breakfast food?
Bullwinkle.
Regular and family size.
No.
We call ourselves Reg and Fam, and then
No. It has to be something terribly clever and smart.
Well, that leaves me out.
But Bullwinkle, I don't have a single idea.
And meanwhile, Boris is piling his bogus box tops higher and higher. Will our heroes be able to stop him again? Be on hand next time for Bullwinkle Goes to Press, or All the Moose That's Fit to Print.
And now for all you aspiring intellectuals, here's Mr. Know-It-All.
Hello, aspirings. Today's thesis is how to cure the hiccups. Now, in order to cure the hiccups, you must first have a hiccuper. You got the hiccups, Boris?
What for I got to have hiccups?
So I can cure them. Oh, never mind. I'll help you get hiccups, then I'll cure them. One of the most popular ways to catch hiccups is to eat rich food.
That's rich food. Looks just like chicken.
It is chicken.
Chicken isn't rich.
Then we'll make it rich by stuffing it with dollar bills, pieces of 8, a few pieces of 9. Now, down the hatch. Splendid. Now, let me hear those hiccups.
Can't.
Why not?
'Cause rich food agrees with me.
Another way of getting hiccups is overexertion. You all set to run?
All set.
Then you're off. 2 hours on the cinder path. You have the hiccups?
No, but I got the Davis cup, the gold cup, a mustache cup, and the cup of coffee.
When you really get down to it, the only thing that'll give you hiccups is to drink 42 gallons of milk. Bottoms up.
Oh, boy.
Now, let me hear what I'm after.
How's everything going, Mr. Know-It-All?
Oh, the whole thing's a bust.
Well, better luck next time. Thank you, Mr.
Wouldn't you know it?
Buenos dias there. Peabody here. I say buenos dias because today Sherman and I are going back to ancient Spain.
The Wayback Machine's all set, Mr. Peabody.
Excellent, Sherman. Then we're off for a visit with the most romantic figure in history, the legendary Don Juan. My Wayback, ingenious invention that it is, deposited Sherman and me in front of a large villa in Seville. I was about to ring Don Juan's doorbell when Sherman glanced up and saw a figure swaying precariously on the railing of the balcony.
It's Don Juan, Mr. Peabody.
Would you be so kind as to move a little to the right? You are standing on my spot.
He's gonna jump.
Wasting not a second, we dashed upstairs.
It will do you no good to try to dissuade me, senors. My mind, she is made up.
But why, Don Juan? Have you had a financial setback?
No.
What is it, then?
Onions.
Onions?
Spanish onions, Bermuda onions, onions. I love them all. And a man who eats onions can hardly be called Spain's greatest lover. He started about 6 weeks ago. A very lovely senorita and I were having a midnight snacks.
Would you care for some onion soup, mi chiquita?
Onion soup? What is onion soup? I took my first taste, and I was hooked. That night, senor, I consumed 54 bowls of onion soup. Needless to say, when it came time to kiss the senorita goodnight. Last week, I attended a bullfight with the very same senorita. Well, it was the same old story. The matador killed 16 bulls. I killed 16 onion rolls. And when it came time to kiss the senorita goodnight...
A tragic tale, Don Juan.
Yes, I know. Well, buenos dias. I jump.
Wait, Don Juan. Why not give them up?
Women?
Onions.
Sherman is right, you know. With perseverance, you could lick this thing.
And Mr. Peabody and I will help you.
Our campaign began with a systematic search of the entire house. We found onions under the rug, in the fruit bowl, and even in the chandelier.
That is the last of them, I swear.
Are you sure?
Positive. And now, if you will excuse me, I shall take a bubble bath.
We disposed of the onions and then quietly entered Don Juan's library.
Shall I light a candle, Mr. Peabody?
Not yet, Sherman. We don't want to alarm our visitor.
Visitor? There's no one here.
There will be. Suddenly, a hooded figure appeared on the balcony.
It's a burglar.
We watched as the dark intruder made his way to a picture on the wall. Behind the picture was a wall safe. Now, Sherman, light the candle.
Who is there?
Don Juan!
I was looking for my bubble bath. I seem to have misplaced it.
Come, Don Juan. You and I both know there are onions inside that wall safe.
See, you are right. Lead me to the balcony. I jump.
Just a moment. I can't see why you should give up onions.
But how can I eat onions and still be a lover?
There is one way. Do you have a date for this evening?
Senor, Don Juan have a date every evening.
Good. Then consume all the onions you wish. Tonight you shall be romantic in spite of them. Don Juan's rendezvous took place in a lush garden on the outskirts of Seville. Due to a small errand, I was the last to arrive.
The senorita's inside waiting for Don Juan, Mr. Peabody.
See, but in my condition, I'm not a fit companion for a skunk.
Then take these.
What is it? Poison?
Never mind what it is. Just take them. Fearing the worst, Don Juan entered the garden and embraced the fair senorita with surprising results.
Oh, Don Juan, you are the greatest lover.
I don't understand, Mr. Peabody. What happened to his onion breath?
It vanished, Sherman, thanks to those pills.
Where'd they come from?
From that pharmacy across the road. The couple who own it, Mr. and Mrs. Gonzalez, were kind enough to fill an original prescription of mine. They did such an admirable job that I'm naming the pills after them.
Gonzalez pills?
No. Their first names are Clara and Phil Gonzalez.
Clara Phil pills, Mr. Peabody?
Clara Phil pills, Sherman. Breathtaking, aren't they?
Well, it seems you can't keep a bad man down, for after all his troubles, Boris Badenov is back in business again, turning out 4 million counterfeit box tops.
Oh, boy. One more and we're through. Then we spread them around and wreck whole American economic system.
Meanwhile, just a short distance away, Rocky and Bullwinkle were trying to think of a way to find the box top bandit, unaware that they were so close to discovering his secret printing press.
What we need is a brilliant idea. Something tricky, clever, and subtle.
How about putting an ad in the paper?
Nah, Hey, that's it, Bullwinkle.
I knew I'd think of it.
Well, you sure did.
Yeah. What was it again?
We'll advertise. Have some cards printed up.
You mean like that hitchhiker fella? Have thumb will travel?
Sure. And we'll offer a reward for information about the box top bad man. How much money do you have, Bullwinkle?
Well, you are in luck, Rocky. I just happen to be loaded.
And our two heroes pooled their entire fiscal resources, a grand total of 27 cents, and a hand-carved skate key.
Well, it's not much, but it's all we have.
And that skate key is a real antique.
Yeah,
and they don't make them anymore, you know.
Yeah, but...
Nobody locks their skates these days.
Yeah, but now we gotta get somebody to print us up some reward posters.
Hey, Rocky, we're in luck. Looky here in this basement.
Looks like a print shop.
I'll knock on the door.
You sure everything will be all right this time, darling?
Of course. Moose and Squirrel found last hiding place strictly by accident.
Accident?
Sure, Mike. Couldn't happen again in a million years. Especially since we blew them up with change of...
Howdy, Mr. Printer. Hello, Miss Print. I'd like to...
It's the Moose! Oh, Natasha, what have I done to deserve this?
Well, you...
Don't tell me! Just send me one of those sticks dynamite.
And a moment later, Bullwinkle rejoined Rocky, who sat on the curb designing a reward poster.
What'd he say, Bullwinkle?
He's a little busy right now, but he got me a cigar anyways.
What kind?
Let's see. It's a dynamite.
There is no such cigar.
Oh.
Besides, you don't smoke.
Hey, that's right. I better give it back to him. Hey, here's your cigar back. I forgot I don't smoke. Nobody answers. I'll just leave it for him.
And Bullwinkle slipped the sizzling dynamite through the mail slot in Boris's door.
There! That ought to take care of everything.
And it did. The entire building blew up, completely destroying the headquarters of the box top ring and showering the city with millions and millions of box tops.
Eddie, look, it's raining box tops.
Box tops? Oh, boy, we're rich.
Yay! And it was true. Every kid in town was soon the proud possessor of more box top premiums than he ever knew existed. And Rocky and Bullwinkle were given medals and acclaimed heroes by everybody in town.
Yay!
Almost.
Boo!
Don't be sourball, Boris. Look at those happy, smiling faces.
I am looking. That's what makes me sourball.
Well, we're heroes again, Bullwinkle.
Yeah, and it sure makes a fella uncomfortable.
Just 'cause they pinned a medal on your coat?
Rocky, this isn't a coat. They pinned the medal on my own personal chest.
And our heroes rode painfully into the sunset and toward their next hair-raising adventure. Be sure to be with us next time for further adventures of Rocky the Flying Squirrel.